So this is officially our second episode of the Austin Pod.
We made it.
We're officially experienced podcasters.
We are professionals now.
Yeah, we're professionals.
So our word is law, and that's that.
So if you're just joining us, we're going to be doing different talks about all things Austin, whatever's on our mind, whatever we've been talking about this last week, or things that are coming up. And I'm the ATX drinker. I review bars and cocktails, and this is
Rachel Lately / 512 Bites, all things food in Austin and all that jazz.
amazing. We have a good little duo going on, and I'm excited to do a bunch of podcasts with you.
Yeah, me too. This week, so much happened. I feel like I couldn't keep up. A lot of closings. Well, that broke my heart. I don't know if you've been, but Try Hard Coffee closed down the street from your favorite bar, Nickel City.
Yes.
So that was sad. And Annie's Day and Night. Oh, remember we went there together.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did.
I had no idea.
Yeah. Literally, they didn't post anything. They were just, I forgot. Somebody DM'd me and were like, Annie's Day and Night closed weeks ago. What the hell's up with that? And I was like, are you kidding me? You would think that a bar or a coffee shop that's also a bar, like, has more stamina to make it
Yes.
in Austin, because I don't know if y'all know this, but being a coffee shop in Austin, especially a local coffee shop, it's like hard to make
Yeah.
ends meet. Like, rent be expensive. Obviously for us, tenants who rent, but businesses, it's like almost impossible to keep
Yeah.
a coffee shop afloat.
And their location was a little weird. I'm sure that's a big part of it. People
Which
just
one?
didn't.
Annie's?
Annie's, yeah. So I feel like that's a big factor. But yeah, I agree. I mean, you would think they would have been able to make it work.
People were stoked when that place opened.
Yeah.
It was so cute. And they had food trucks and like weekend markets.
Yep.
I thought they had, especially like Radio, who also has alcohol involved, I thought they had the makings of like a successful coffee shop. So,
Mhm.
but apparently they didn't. This is what I read, that they didn't pay the rent the past couple months.
Wow.
So the landlord came and like changed the locks or
Oh.
something.
Which I get. I mean, a lot of these bars, restaurants, they work month by month sometimes, and it's tough. The margins aren't very wide, and
Yeah. Did you hear about Neighborhood Goods?
no,
Do you know what that is?
I don't. Not really. I
It's
know the name, but
It was on South Congress. They were supposed to open in 2020, but of course the pandemic, so they opened in 2021. And it was like a coffee shop / they had sandwiches, but also it was a store, like with fancy clothing and candles and jewelry. Very random.
okay.
But literally, like their lawyer, I guess, put something on the building that said foreclosed, and apparently they like said how much the rent was for that space on South Congress.
And it was crazy.
You want to take a guess?
Oh man. I literally have no idea. It's gonna be so off. I want to say like 20 grand or something crazy.
Okay, that's what I would have guessed.
Okay.
I found out it was $96,000 a month.
What?
For
How's that even
rent.
possible?
That place is huge, and it's on South Congress next to Lululemon and Sweet Green.
Okay,
like,
so it's a hot spot, which is
Yeah.
fair, but still, that's insane.
I was shook. I was like, no wonder
Yeah.
that they went under.
There's another place. I'm not going to say their name, but they're in a hot spot. And I was talking to them. They're saying, we're struggling. Like, can we promote? Can we do anything with you? And I'm like, I always go by, and there's always people there. And he's
Oh,
like, no, we
interesting.
have to be packed all the time for us to stay open. Yeah. I'm like, then that's not even a good position to be in.
Was it a coffee shop?
No, it's a bar.
Oh, okay.
But I can tell you after.
Yeah. Well, that sucks. Like bars, no one likes paying $18 for a cocktail nowadays, but at the same time, I get it.
That's the other factor that people don't think about. They think they're just
Yeah.
charging it because they want to make as much money as possible and be greedy.
Yeah.
It's like, no, it's actually to match.
Yeah, like I'm like, if
Nice.
you're on South Congress or even East 6, downtown especially, like you gotta expect those prices. Oh, it's so annoying.
And then what's the other one? If Foxtrot?
Oh yeah,
That was like 2 weeks ago or something?
yeah. They came in way too hot. A chain from Chicago who were just like took up real estate in like the busiest places. They got a downtown location, South First, I think one off Burnett, and they're big spaces. They charged a lot, and I guess that's why, because they came in hot.
So that's another one. I actually never went there.
You know, it wasn't
So-so.
anything to write home about.
Okay.
It was cute, but I'm just like, you know, I feel like people can spend their money on local places.
Yeah. Well, that's what's going to be interesting about this podcast is what are we going to say on here and give our actual opinions, or what are we going to hold back on? Because obviously we want to support places,
Right.
but once they're closed, so we can say whatever we
I
want.
mean, Foxtrot was not local, and it wasn't even like a ma and pa type small
Yeah,
business.
exactly.
I don't know. They even closed down in Chicago where they're from. So
Oh, okay.
I saw they posted on Reddit that they were 180 million in the hole.
Wow.
Yeah. So I only went to their location on South First, and it's a great location. But I assume the rent was insane. Now that I know how much it was on South Congress, I can only imagine.
Yeah.
So I'm curious to see what's going to go there next. That area has really high turnover. I don't know if you've heard of Dovetail Pizza.
Mm-hmm.
It's like right next to it.
Yep, I know exactly where that's at.
Yeah, cute spot, but that location has, I swear, I've lived here 15 years and I think it's been like 5 different
Wow.
restaurants.
Yeah, I think it was an Indian one before this one,
Yeah.
right?
And before that, it was like Mexican. It's
Just keeps changing people.
I know. So,
I mean, this is a big factor, and a lot of people don't want to admit this, but people like to be near other stuff.
mhm.
So if you are solo and then it takes another 5 to 10 blocks to walk to somewhere else, I've noticed those places struggle. And nowadays,
Yeah.
there's so many like little hubs of bars and restaurants that people are like, get a Lyft or Uber, or they drive over and they just want to stay in that area.
For sure.
And yeah, I feel bad for those places that do it. And then they might do it because of cost. They're, oh, it's a little cheaper over here.
Fair.
And then let's talk about the big one that closed.
Your favorite?
My favorite. Which I do have a story about you on that. You
Oh,
remember
God.
that story?
No.
Okay, so
I'm scared.
it was when I was like newer to doing the ATX drinker,
Okay.
and I didn't know their history.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, hey, I'm gonna shoot the craziest drinks you can get in Austin. And I was gonna do like a large Moscow Mule.
Oh, right. Okay.
And you were like, oh, well, before you do that, you should probably just look into
Oh, I
it a
think I
little
do
bit.
remember telling you this.
And I was like, what? And I had no idea. And then I started reading about like all the, backlash they got and what they did. And yeah, I mean, in social media, sometimes you have to be careful about what you post because you don't want to rub people the wrong way. And that was exactly it. So I was just like, forget it. I'm not going
Yeah.
to do that.
You didn't do it?
I didn't do it, no.
Oh. We're talking about unbelievable, just so y'all know.
Unbelievable.
It didn't need to be said, but like I don't mind saying it. Like people know.
Yeah.
Honestly, I was shocked that they lasted as long as they did because all those high rises and condos
Yeah.
are going up, and bungalow had my heart. Like before it became a party bar, it was like the chill bar. Like I took my parents there once and we had a chill beer on the patio. Like so I have love for bungalow, and when that closed, I was like, well, surely Unbar's next. And then,
Especially, yeah, Bungalow was one of the best bars and the most popular.
yeah,
I mean,
it became
it was a party bar.
spot.
But yeah.
Yeah, that
know.
was wild to see in itself. And then obviously Container Bar
Container bar.
and now Placeholder, which their name was so appropriate. Like they knew Placeholder. The Tiki Bar.
Oh, yeah.
That-
On the corner.
Yeah.
I don't know why they all blended together in my head nowadays.
Yeah, I get it. Which they were Alibi before, and
Yep.
then before when in my time it was called Bar 96, R.I.P. But Placeholder was such a funny name. I love that they called themselves that because they knew they were like, we know we're
That's so crazy.
closing
Yeah.
soon. And I assume
They were
Lester
good
Pearl
drinks.
will go with them,
Yeah, I think that's going to happen too.
which thankfully they have other locations. But
Yeah.
But yeah, I was shocked that they closed.
It feels like it's just one more piece of the puzzle of Rainy being done.
Dude, I said this to my friend the other day. The day that Bangers announces,
That would be like the final.
I that day will be a day we all remember because Bangers has like the most space, has been there the
Yup.
longest.
So I wonder how much they pay in rent to hold that whole space.
Ooh, true.
They
I
could put
know.
something there.
I would like to think they do well though.
Yeah.
So
Well, here's the thing. We're going to do a future episode on Rainy.
Yes.
And I
yes.
honestly think we could talk for an hour
You're right.
about that.
You're right.
And I want to do that because I have so many different thoughts, positives and negatives. But the big thing that we'll talk about for sure is that whether people locally want to admit this or not, but Rainy is a big part to the attraction of Austin, especially for like tourists, or if it's your first time coming here. So I want to get into that and how much it's going to change the city in the future, and like what we think, the next party area is going to be, and stuff like that. So
Yeah, we'll see. Another thing that happened this week I thought was interesting was this new announcement of this like Meow Wolf spa
oh yeah.
that's called like Submersive.
Okay.
I saw some AI renderings of it online.
Okay.
It just looked like people were in a pool with like a screen projector showing like a starry night or space like
Interesting.
above them. So I don't know.
Yeah, that
How do you feel about that?
I mean,
Have you been to Meow Wolf?
no, I haven't.
Okay.
Have you?
Yes, I went to the Denver one and the Dallas one, and it's pretty cool.
Okay.
Like it's like playful, and you can explore, and there are different like rooms everywhere, and interactive things.
Okay.
This one, the photos just look like you sit in a pool, and look at the walls
Interesting.
are colorful. So I don't know what the vibe is gonna be.
I'm gonna look it up after. I mean, it feels like it would fit in Austin if
Yeah.
there was a place.
I mean, people were confused. Why did they put Meow Wolf in the Dallas suburbs and not Austin?
Yeah, exactly.
But we already have so much pull, like as a city itself, the party city in Texas, I feel, that maybe Dallas needed something else.
True.
It's not even in Dallas. It's literally like in Grapevine, a
Interesting.
suburb of Dallas.
I feel like Dallas is like that in general, where you have to constantly hop in your car and drive somewhere else to go to different fun things.
Yeah, I truly don't know what they do there. Other than I think they have this one street called Greenpoint. No, that's New York. I don't know, y'all. I'm not a Dallas.
Yeah, they have
expert.
different like weird
They
areas.
have one street, I swear, but it had like a bunch of little restaurants. Anyway, so that comes out in 2026. It looked cool, but I'm also skeptical because anytime I've noticed something that comes up in Austin that says like, what is the word? Submersive, maybe the word.
Sounds-
I forget, but were you here for the Vincent Van Gogh exhibit?
Yes.
Did you go?
I didn't go.
Okay.
I got invited and then I just kept pushing it off.
Okay. I feel like they're an example of things that sounded really cool.
Yeah.
And then when you got there, it was just a projector showing some cool images on the walls.
Interesting.
Like, and once you know how much it cost, I think it was over $50 to go to that. I was like, this is not worth.
Yeah, I don't know.
money.
There was the Wanderlust, or I forgot. There was I think it might even still be here, but it was a
Wonder
pop-up
Spaces.
Wonder Spaces.
They're still here.
They're actually legit. I mean, they're not perfect,
Yeah.
but like you can spend a good hour and a half there or whatever, and just
Yeah.
walk around and.
Yeah. And I don't think they charge as much.
No,
Where
think
you
it's
think like
$20
that's
or something.
insane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they sell drinks, which is pretty cool.
Yes, they have a bar. So I'll be interested to see what these Meow Wolf
Yeah.
people are planning for us in 2 years.
Which actually, I'm surprisingly late to the party on this one, but what did you think about Holy Moly?
I would have liked it more if I went after 8 p.m. when no children were there.
Yeah, don't get me started on how I feel about children.
Yeah. I went. Oh, I really screwed up when I went. I went on a Friday during lunch, and I thought that because I went during lunch that like no one would be there, but it turns out it was Good Friday, and I forgot that
Okay.
like kids
Yeah.
and people have the day off, so it was packed, and I was kicking myself. I was like, okay.
which there's nothing wrong with, having kids and you know,
Right.
and there's a lot of like great breweries that fit that in certain bars out there, but
Right.
the way they were trying to promote the bar, it seemed like they wanted you to get a little wild and have some drinks.
Yeah,
and-
I really think it would be a great spot if, again, it's after 8 p.m. on
Okay.
weekdays and after 5 p.m. on Fridays and Saturdays, where it's adults
Oh,
only.
okay, that's what I was gonna ask.
So if you haven't been yet and you want to check it out, go then, because there were so many kids, and I just couldn't move anywhere.
Oh, it was really like that. Interesting.
Yeah, and I had like a drink with me, and I was like, I feel weird drinking around all
Yep.
these children.
I get the same way.
But it was weird to see the native hostel space completely redone.
That's
Uh,
another one that makes me so sad because I felt like that was a
yes,
unique thing in Austin.
I know. Or did you ever see it when it was actually a hostel
No,
with
because I think
beds
that it
and stuff?
changed after COVID.
Yeah, I can't believe it was like really a hostel.
That's
I saw the
crazy.
beds and I was like, people sleep here. Um, but yeah, R.I.P. to that as well. In that sushi place that was tucked in the back has found a new location as
Yeah.
well. So it was really weird, jarring, but also they did a good job with it.
Okay. I think, the idea itself seems like it fits Austin, and I think a lot of people will like it.
We'll see. It's a
Yeah.
company from Australia, and
Okay.
apparently it's successful in Australia.
Okay.
So we'll see how it does here. Um, yeah,
Interesting.
interesting name. Holy moly.
Let me see. I wrote down some other stuff because we were talking about the different things that popped up recently.
Mm.
I just put out bars that recently opened.
Mhm. Prelude.
Prelude. That looks really cool.
Oh, that's I saw you there when it was the
Yes,
Here Nor
that's
There
right.
temporary pop up.
Yup. And I actually personally had a great experience at
Me
that.
too.
Okay. Yeah, the vibe was great. Different rooms. Good music was playing.
Yeah.
I love the location too because it's
Yeah.
like kind of near West 6th Street, but it's 10th Street, so it's a couple blocks
Yeah.
over.
Yes.
Yeah, so really good
I
vibe.
I would go there.
Yep.
It's like a location that's down the street from La Volta Pizza. So I feel like you could have like a little date night where you get pizza at La Volta and then walk
Ooh,
down the street
I
to
like that.
Prelude, the cocktail bar.
Yeah.
Do they have food there? Did they say?
Not yet, but they brought in a top chef. Sorry, I'm not as knowledgeable on who he is specifically, but what I was reading is he's legit.
Oh.
And then they're going to be introducing their restaurant concept. I think it's in the same place, so maybe it's going to be like one of the rooms.
Okay.
And then he's going to bring out certain dishes for you. It's like a full experience that they're going to be rolling out.
I hope to go soon.
Yeah, I think it opened the other night, and now we got to set reservations. I'm surprised they
Nice.
didn't do anything early, but
Yeah, I don't know.
yeah.
What else
So
open?
So I did that, and then Little Easy's opening on Tuesday.
Oh yeah.
Which-
Isn't there like a media thing this weekend?
Yeah, tomorrow. I think I'm gonna go.
You're going?
Yeah, at first I was not sure,
Okay.
but I'm gonna go. I gotta start being better at that. Sometimes I don't want to run into other people.
I want to go, but if it's raining tomorrow, it's really hard for me to leave my apartment.
Oh, is it supposed to rain? I hope it's not supposed to rain because then
We'll
I might be
see.
the same way.
It's been raining the past like 3 weeks, I feel, or muggy.
Yeah, I
You know
hate
what
it.
I mean?
I hate it. I know you like it
I
sometimes.
know,
Yeah.
I'm so weird. I love it, but only because it gives me permission to slow down.
Okay, that's a good point. I like
Yeah.
that. For me, I'm the opposite. I'm like, I want to work out. I want to drink. I want to start a business. Like it just gives me all these ideas.
Oh,
And then when it's
interesting.
raining, I'm like,
You're like, is life worth living?
yeah, exactly. I
When
get
it's raining.
moody.
That is so
It's probably
true.
because I'm a Pisces or something like that.
Oh yeah, Pisces.
Yeah.
I
Um,
just know that like soon the weather is going to be like sunny every single day, and I just have to prepare for
Yes.
that, where I won't have time to slow down. So I'm just like enjoying it while I can.
That's a really good way of putting
And we'll see.
it. So yeah, this Little Easy place. I mean,
Yes.
I'm a sucker for the dive bar concept.
Yes.
Some people get mad because they say it's not an actual dive bar unless it's been there for a while and just locals go to it.
Right.
But it's a concept. It's a dive bar concept. So
You could say dive bar vibes.
yeah, that's what I do say
Or
that. In my
dive bar
videos.
inspired,
Yep.
maybe.
Somebody tried to get on me in my comments once, and I was like, I said vibes after.
Yeah. Oh my god. One time I had to, or I went to go shoot that new retro diner on South Congress.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
I said retro inspired diner, and people were like, "What's retro about it?" And like, are the prices retro? And I was like, "No,
Yeah, see, that was.
it's expensive." But I said inspired. Anyway, oh, where is Lil Easy's?
It's East Austin, off of East Caesar Chavez.
Okay, was anything there
um,
before?
Not that I remember. Oh, I did see it. You know where Dainty Dillo is?
Yes.
It's like another block or two down there, and it's where I think there was a gas station there,
oh,
and they remodeled
oh,
it. I
yeah.
just drove by it the other day, so I think
Okay.
it's a good spot
Is it walking distance?
from Dainty. Yeah,
Really?
but it's going to be like a good little 2-block walk. Because you have
Okay.
to cross that street.
Yeah.
And
They
then
need
go
a
down.
sidewalk there.
They need a sidewalk.
Like I walked in the mud one time getting from Jacoby's. I was walking to East Leicester Pearl, and we were like in the mud, and I'm like,
Yeah, it's terrible.
why is there no sidewalk over here?
Yeah, it was actually like flooded the last time I went over there.
Oh my God.
But I will say I stick up for Dainty because
I do like dainty.
a lot of people, I'm like, what do you think about it? And they go, oh, parking is terrible.
Yeah.
But then I go, what about everything else? And they're like, oh, I loved everything else.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, so just one thing you're bothered by. And I think once you accept the parking situation, you're like, oh, it's fine.
Yeah.
So just park across the street, down the street, whatever, and then you'll enjoy it.
I'm excited to check it out.
Yeah. So
What
yeah,
else?
that's like really it for that part of it. The other thing I saw is Blues on the Green was confirmed
Oh yeah, in June this year.
June 10th and 11th.
Oh,
I
thank
think it
God.
was.
Dude, did you go last year
I did.
in July?
Yeah.
Were you dying?
Yeah. But it was fun. I mean, it's a cool vibe to see the
Yeah.
whole city come out on like a weekday and just
Yeah.
still like enjoy life.
Yeah.
But I totally get the heat. It's crazy.
I mean, June at least it's like still kind of bearable because we're
Mhm.
not in those hundreds just yet. So I'm hoping because they moved it to mid-June that it'll be way better.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, back in the day, Blues on the Green was literally like 2 times every month from May to August.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and it would alternate with the Long Center would have something called Sound and Cinema where they'd have a live band and then they'd play a movie on their lawn and they made sure it like alternated every other Wednesday with Blues on the Green so that they
Interesting.
would have like even amounts of people coming.
I do remember seeing the Sound and Cinema. I think there was maybe they tried to redo it not too long ago.
Well, they kind of changed it. It's no longer a movie. It's called The Drop-In.
Okay.
Where now let's see. I think it's every Wednesday or Thursday they'll have a live band on their new 3D printed stage,
Interesting.
which I went multiple times last summer. It's actually really dope.
Okay.
Yeah, I had so much fun.
Do they have drinks?
Yes.
Interesting.
Yeah, they had drinks, they had food trucks. You get that skyline view with the Long Center.
I mean, I'm such a big fan of that. We take
Big
it for
fan.
granted,
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
I know. I need to.
but there's times where I'm like at the auditorium and I just look up and I go, "This is insane."
I know. I really hope nothing gets built there.
Yeah, we got to keep. I know that would be another one that would be like,
I'd be
okay, Austin's
pissed.
changing. Continue.
Oh, I'll be so pissed
Yeah.
if they take that.
That's
that
one of the
park
things that
from me.
makes Austin such a special city is like the parks.
Yeah.
You know, and people who aren't familiar, you know, like go to Houston, go to New York City, they're going to realize, oh, there's not that many places for hiking and greenery and things like that.
Yeah. Anyway, we're grateful.
Super grateful. Yeah, this is a super positive podcast, actually.
I love it. We're positive optimists here.
All right, let's jump to the next thing, I think.
Okay, so this Sunday is Cinco de Mayo, a Mexican tradition. No, I'm kidding. It's just an excuse to, go out, get a margarita. So we thought we would share some of our favorite places to get a margarita. I know you had some faves on your list.
Yeah, I figured I'll give just ones that I love all the time throughout the
Mhm.
year. My neighborhood bar is La Holly
Love them.
over in East Austin.
Hell yeah.
It's a small little spot. They have great tequilas, and the margaritas are insane. I was going to throw this one out there. I thought it would be funny, but it's true. For a deal, I feel like Hop Dottie. I say that because when I was working full time, I worked a 9 to 5, and I would go there on my lunch break and get their happy hour
Mhm.
margarita. And
They're fat margs, too.
they're fat margs.
They're in
And I
that
was in-
goblet.
Yeah, goblet. And then I would go back to work, and I'm starting to think, oh my God, am I too drunk to be at work?
Probably.
Which is great. The way I drink, like, I was surprised because you would think I can handle one drink, but no, they're legit. So if you're ever just trying to get the day started or the night started for some
For
drinking,
sure.
start it there.
Do they count on weekends, though?
I
Is
don't know if they
it-
do Saturdays and Sundays, but I
Mm.
do know they do Fridays.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so you
Is
can
it the
go there,
Skinny
it's like
Dipper?
3 to 5.
With the Corona in it?
No,
Oh, okay.
no, it's like a regular frozen marg.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and it's big. I think it was like $5.
That's nuts.
It's crazy. Yeah, and then I would be tipsy, and I'm like, what is going on?
Yeah.
I'm better than this. But it was just in my head because I'm just like at work. I'm like, I shouldn't be drinking.
Dude, one of those margs would put me on the floor.
Yeah.
Lightweight over here.
And then the other place was Las Perlas. I don't feel like enough people go there.
Dude,
It's
that
such
is
a good
my.
spot.
I love that bar so much. And
Yeah.
I love it because it's joint with a rum bar and a whiskey bar
Yes.
that, like, everyone can go and everyone can have something that they like.
I-
Oh, and asador tacos.
Asador, so
So good.
the quesadilla is my favorite.
Dude, I used to get the brisket, and then my boyfriend was actually like, get the chicken and trust me. And I was like, okay, white boy. But I got the chicken, and it was, now I will never go back. It's so good.
Also, are we telling the podcast that Rachel has a boyfriend?
This is like a topic for another
Yeah,
episode.
We're going to have to get into it.
We'll get on to the dating scene in Austin and how I found my man eventually.
100%.
It's not even an exciting story, but
Well, I'm going to need you guys to like not be a good couple and maybe break up in the future so we can have more gossip. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
I have
I'm
tea
kidding.
from the Austin dating scene to last a lifetime.
I believe it.
But yes, I agree with you, Las Perlas. I love that they can actually give me a spicy marg and it's actually spicy.
Mm,
And they have a good selection of mezcal, which I love as well.
yep.
A+ spot. And it's like in the middle of all the,
Yeah.
walkable to so much other shit.
I actually start there a lot. You know, it's
Yeah.
like right off of Dirty Six, but
Yes.
we'll park over there and then we'll end up like walking through Dirty because me and my girlfriend sometimes just love the idea of like seeing the craziness.
Yeah,
And then we'll
yeah.
walk to like West Six or something. Like,
That's fair.
yeah.
It's a great people watching activity.
Yeah. What would you say is like your go-to for margaritas?
I agree with you about Las Perlas, but I will say, I feel like it's really hard to find a good margarita deal that's like cheaper than $10 these days. But I will say Gabriella's like they have like a really great happy hour, and people have strong opinions about Gabriella's, but their margs are good.
Yeah.
And they get me tipsy off 2 of them. And they're not even like huge goblets, but like when you go during happy hour, it's $6 for like they have like a variety of different margaritas. They do margarita flights.
Yeah, that's so cool actually.
Yes, and they actually do have the giant goblet margs too. Those are a little more expensive, but I just think it's still, if you're trying to pregame before going, especially that location on East 7th, you could pregame there before going to East 6 or going to Dirty 6 because it's right smack in the middle.
Yep.
Or before you're going to a show at the Moody Center because it's right there.
I did best bars before the Moody and I didn't include them.
Wow.
That would have been a good one actually.
I think people forget about that, but I'm like, y'all are sleeping on this happy hour.
Yeah, especially people who like the colorful drinks and things like that. It's really
Yeah.
fun there.
Yeah, I think they have a fun patio vibe.
Mm-hmm.
And their queso bandido is like that extra cheesy real cheese queso. It's like $6 during happy hour.
Wow,
That is insane.
that is insane.
I do love, this one is not cheap, but ATX Cocina, that's like for a nice date night. But their margs, like they are not making that with the cheap shit.
Yeah,
like
it's quality.
It is quality.
Mhm.
And I again get so tipsy on one of those. But I went during happy hour and it was $10. That's their happy hour price. And I'm just like, God damn it.
Yeah.
But
I know. I think I went to Whistler's once, and obviously a lot of people love Whistlers, but they're like happy hour. It's 15.
what?
It was like 18 to 15 was the difference, and I was like, that's not happy hour. Just say something else, but it's not.
Oh no.
Yeah.
That makes me so mad.
I know.
Also, another one that makes me mad, and I do love this place for the vibe, but their prices are insane, is Fresas.
Okay.
Their margaritas are literally served in a little glass like this, and it's normally like $15 for this. Happy hour, it's $11.
Wow.
Same size.
Same thing.
Yeah, and I'm just like, y'all are getting away with robbery.
Yeah.
And I'm calling the police.
And that's why I get it. You know, Hop Dottie's not some local spot, but
Right.
for $5, give me a break. Like,
Mhm.
we're all gonna chase a deal, so I'm okay with that.
And I wrote down, because you and I had the same one on our list, Cura's
Curious.
avocado
Oh yeah,
margs.
avocado marg.
Those, especially the Cura's on Old Torf, I would go there in college just for that avocado margarita. And it's not good for you, but it's good for your soul.
And I would also say that's a good place for like supporting local,
Yes.
because I believe that's a family-owned business
Yes.
from everything they told me.
I've actually met the owner. He was really nice.
Yeah. Okay. So So what I've heard, they're amazing people.
Yes.
And that avocado marg, if you never had it, I was one of those people that were like, avocado, ill.
I was not. I
You-
was like, give it to
You're
me.
like, give it to me. I was like, okay,
They
and
mix it like a smoothie.
yeah, it's
I know.
creamy.
Alcoholic smoothie.
That's me.
Anyone that does go there, by the way, get the chicken mole enchiladas because they are fire.
The
And I'm
food is
not even
really
a
good there.
big mole girl, but they're so good.
Yeah, I love all the food there. Underrated.
Hell yeah. All right. Next topic. Segue.
One of our favorite things. This is one of the reasons I feel like we're friends because we both love music
Hell yeah.
and festivals. So we're going to talk about ACL.
Imagine if I was like, I'm not a big music fan.
I don't know if we would be as close if that was the case.
That would be anyone who ever says that is weird.
I know, but I've seen it. Or
That-
they'll be like, I like music, but I listen to Spotify at home, and they never go out.
That's
so there's
fair,
also, I guess,
yeah.
there's like live music people. Maybe that's the
right.
way to put it.
You're right.
Yeah,
My friend once dated someone though who said he wasn't a big music person.
that's so weird.
I know he like only listened to podcasts, no music.
I
And
was
I'm
actually,
like,
I talked to, it's similar, but I was talking to a girl that was like, I don't like movies. And I cut it off right there. I was like, oh, that's awesome. Bye.
no movies.
No movies. I'm like, so what would we do if we're just hanging out at home?
Does she like
like-
TV?
I don't remember. But I remember
Weird.
just being like, no, I'm a big movie person.
Mm,
But to me, that's the same as like music. I love both just as much.
yeah,
So if somebody said, I'm like, oh, there's just zero chance of this working.
that's fair. All
But
right.
yeah.
Well, yeah. So in case y'all didn't know, ACL just announced that they are releasing the lineup May 7th, next Tuesday. I'm excited, but I've learned over the years not to get my hopes up because every time I see like all the other festivals around the country putting out big names, I'm like, please, 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 please.
I
And then
know.
and then ACL's like Mumford and Sons again.
Which I think there is going to be somebody on there that is a very common one.
Which one?
The Killers.
Dude. Like, I said this too. I'm like, I think the Killers might be coming back. Which
Yeah.
again, nothing wrong with the Killers.
I like them, yeah.
I loved their album when I was in middle school. Smile Like You Mean It.
Yep.
But the last
But-
time I saw them, I think they did ACL in 2017.
Yeah, see, like, you got to give it like 8 years or something. Maybe
Even 10. Yeah, give it 10 years. Which, okay, it's not as recent as Mumford and Sons.
That's
Who-
crazy.
Yeah, I know.
crazy.
It was insane. But yeah, it's looking pretty likely.
Yeah.
I saw that they were going to be in Mexico in October, but their dates could align with them
Okay.
still having time for ACL.
Doing like one weekend or two or.
It could be like both Sundays.
Wow.
Yeah. So we'll see.
Oh boy.
It's a quick flight away.
Are
So
you going to do both weekends this year or just one?
I'm open to doing both.
Me too.
I always do weekend one because I get FOMO. If I only years ago, I only did weekend two, and I had to watch everyone have fun
Yep.
weekend one, and I was like, I don't like this.
I guess that's better than the opposite though, because if you went weekend one and then you're just like watching everybody and wishing you, whereas weekend two, you could look forward to it.
True.
Right? You could be
true,
like, oh, I can't wait. That looks so fun.
True.
I've accepted the reality that I get FOMO no matter what.
Yeah, yeah. If I'm in town and I'm not doing anything special weekend two, then I will go.
Okay.
You can, again, don't quote me on this, but usually you can find a good deal from a scalper like close to the gates. I've done it before, and I've never got scammed, but I have heard of other people who have got
yes,
scammed,
that's the scary part.
which we'll talk
but
about
same here.
tips and tricks maybe.
Oh yeah, we should do
after
an
the lineup.
episode for that.
Yeah, probably after the lineup
Yeah,
is
maybe
announced.
that'll be next week. Reaction.
Oh
Reaction.
yeah, reaction.
Yeah.
Because
Because
maybe
those
we.
videos actually do well too.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Because I even look them up when like it comes out.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Okay. So, did you have any other guesses or
Yeah, somebody I feel really confident about is Post Malone.
really?
Yeah, I've heard like it just makes perfect sense. I don't
Mhm.
think he's ever done ACL festival if I'm not mistaken.
He has not.
Okay. And then he also recently just announced at another festival he's doing a country set. So
Mhm.
I'm like, oh, that matches Austin perfectly.
It would.
You know, and he is touring at other festivals, so everything's lining up for him to be here.
Yes. So Post Malone, I love him so much, but he goes into the category that I feel like ACL will never give us what we want. Like,
Oh, you don't think we'll get him? Is that what you're saying?
I feel like he's just out of reach for us. I want to be wrong.
I hope so.
I hope I'm
Now
wrong.
you're making me nervous.
I just feel like there's always these artists that I'm like, please, 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 and they never give it to us. And Post Malone is one of those artists.
Hmm.
So I will scream.
So I like that. I thought you were going to
Uh,
say something different, but you're saying that would make you very happy.
Oh, I love him. I would be elated.
Yeah. I was the biggest Post Malone fan, especially when he was doing a lot more rap, actually. I went to like 3 or 4 festivals that he played at that one year.
Dude, I went to
And,
Lollapalooza,
oh,
like, because he was headlining.
oh, yeah.
And I just love him so much.
Me too.
I did put on my story the other day people's predictions for ACL Fest this year. I would love to read a few popular ones. Dua Lipa, which I think could actually, that's like, I feel like it could
I
happen.
can see that.
Yeah.
She's one of my biggest crushes.
Yeah.
I love her.
Yeah, she's awesome. This one I feel like could also be put in the category of Keep Dreaming, which is no doubt.
Okay.
They headlined Coachella, but Coachella gets names that we just don't.
Yeah, I agree.
It's so annoying.
Yeah, we're probably not going to be even close to Coachella.
If we
They-
got
they-
no doubt, I think that would be sick, but
would be
I
sick.
just don't see it. Sabrina Carpenter is a popular one,
Okay.
which she is touring a lot right now. She has grown in popularity like a shit ton over the past year. I think she could actually be
I could see that.
doable. One I think would be, I think it could be doable. Vampire Weekend.
Yes. I don't know if I screenshotted that, but are you on the Reddit for ACL Festival? Do you ever look at that?
No.
Yeah, so with the Reddit, they're really good. They actually have people that will like track
Oh, really?
the schedules and everything, and I actually have it here.
Oh, shout
the
out to Reddit.
Yeah, and I think Vampire Weekend was like on here,
I could see it.
but all they
Like-
have is confirmed, which is interesting, is the beaches, which are really good.
Do you know who they are?
Yeah, it's like an indie band, right?
It's a girl rock band.
Oh, Girl Rock Band.
Yeah.
Okay.
You might be thinking of Beach House.
Yes, I think
There's
I
a-
was.
Well, anyway, the Beaches,
Okay.
they're an up and coming band, but they're a girl rock band, and I think they're awesome. So I'm excited for that.
Okay. And then they have for rumored Briscoe, Camp, Leon Bridges, and Pretty Lights. And these are like
Pretty Lights?
yeah. And
That-
these are like more the likely. These are very likely.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Pretty Lights is like big.
Yeah.
I guess.
So that would be like probably second line. But like if there's 4 or 5 headliners, and then Pretty Lights would be like right there after, probably. Unless it
I
was
could even
EDM.
see it being in the main headliner block.
Possible.
Because there's always,
Oh yeah, DJ in there.
they always put one EDM group or
Mhm.
DJ in that group.
So if it's that one, it could be them.
That'd be sick. I'd be shocked.
Yeah. And then they jump the next category. You're gonna have to look this up later. It's pretty interesting. And anybody that is listening, they're gonna find this. But the next category is likely.
Okay.
And then let me see like who I know at least. Asleep at the Wheel. Oh, Dominic Fike.
Okay.
Fikey, is it Fike?
Yeah. I like him
I would
on
definitely
Euphoria.
see him. Yeah, yeah. He was good in that. Let's see who else. Porter Robinson.
That one I heard is super likely.
Super likely. T Pain.
Okay, I could totally see him doing. Yeah, I
That
agree
would
with
be
that.
cool.
He's been doing a lot of festivals lately.
I know.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he was
that-
just in Austin for South by.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. What was he at? I can't remember.
Empire, I think.
I think so.
I could see it.
But yeah, that I didn't see anybody else. And then it just jumps into Possible, and then we have like Arcade Fire, Avril Lavigne.
Okay, a lot of people in my Instagram stories were predicting Avril Lavigne, and I
would
wonder
love
why.
that. Yeah, so maybe it's possible. It says tour skips Texas entirely and ends mid-September, leaving October wide open.
Oh, okay.
So I guess there's a good chance.
I do think it's funny that ACL every year, it's like the formula is always kind of the same, where it's like someone to please the boomers,
Yep.
a random rock band that no one really listens to anymore, but like they used to be
They have,
really
like, 2
cool.
songs.
Yeah. A random like female artist of the older generation. Like last year was Alanis Morissette, which love her, but I was like, that's random.
Yeah.
And a repeat. Like there's always like a a repeat that were like again. Like last year, obviously,
Oh, I should have
Foo
thought this
Fighters
before.
and Mumford and Sons.
I know, that was surprising.
But I called it, and I did not know.
Really?
Yeah. Like I had a feeling about Foo Fighters, but I was joking about Mumford and Sons, and then they announced it, and I was like, "Are you fucking kidding
I
me?"
actually will say, like, seeing Foo Fighters there was amazing.
Yeah, he's great. Dave
Yeah.
Grohl's awesome.
But
Again, these
Mumford,
bands aren't bad. We're just like, I'm just like, can we get some
Yeah.
new material up in
Mhm.
here?
so who would be like your dream person? And it doesn't even have to be like super realistic, but obviously kind of. Like obviously Taylor Swift is not going to happen.
Oh my God, people were saying Taylor Swift
There's-
in
there-
my
there's- it would never happen.
DMs. Never. I'm
No.
like, if anything, she might headline Coachella one day.
Yeah.
And even that's a stretch.
Yeah.
I feel like she's so big that she could do her own festival with multiple stages,
That would be what it
and
would
it would
be.
sell out.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. Like
That's how big
mine
she
is Drake,
is.
but he doesn't do festivals like that anymore.
no, it's honestly crazy that he was at ACL one time.
That's crazy.
I can't believe it.
And
I'm
I
like,
skipped a festival that I was going to go to. I actually went through a breakup. I was going to go with the girl, and then I had like nobody to go with.
oh,
And
which
I was
festival?
like, I'll go see him in the future at another festival. And that was
Oh.
like the last year he did festivals.
Yeah, he doesn't do them anymore.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm interested to know like who would be a dream person for you?
Well, like I said, I love Post Malone. I feel like he could be so doable because he's from Texas.
I think he's going to be here.
Yeah.
I do.
I feel like we need to film our reactions.
Yeah, that would be amazing.
Like just
We're here. We're like watching the.
well, it's gonna be like early morning, May 7th, so you'll
Yeah.
probably have to use your phone, but it'd be funny.
Maybe that's when we should
Um,
shoot the next podcast because it is that Tuesday.
Yeah, true. A lot of people want Lana Del Rey.
I do. I'm actually a big Lana fan.
I feel like it's not unheard of that she would come to ACL.
Makes sense.
But again, I put her in this category where she's like, like the public wants her so bad that we're not gonna get her. Like,
Interesting the way you're looking at this.
just every year, it's like this would be sick, and oh my God, Lollapalooza gets Lana Del Rey. Maybe we're next.
Yeah.
And then they're like, no.
I mean, I'm also looking at it as in like it makes sense because she's been getting like tour ready.
Yeah.
So I think that makes sense, that part of it. And then same thing with the Post Malone. So it's not like that's just choosing him because I want him so badly, but because I actually think he's going to be like on the
Yeah.
road at that time.
Again, it would make sense.
Yeah.
We do usually have at least one rapper,
Oh yeah.
and like I feel like in the big chunk of headliners, like it was Kendrick Lamar
Mm.
last year.
Oh yeah. Who's like available this year?
Well, a lot of people in my DMs were saying Tyler will come back. Tyler, the Creator.
He's becoming like the Mumford to me.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I've seen him on so many, especially back in Jersey. Like there was New York festivals, there's Philadelphia festivals, and he was on a lot of those.
I feel like he was just in ACL.
Yes,
though.
wasn't he?
2021, 22?
Yeah,
Like you saw him at ACL?
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, that's pretty recent. But they do that. I would love to see Justice again.
Oh, love Justice.
They
and they just
are-
released a song with
They
Tame
did?
Impala.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so I was listening on the way here. That's why.
I wish I could remember what year they were here for ACL, but it was epic. And they were in the big chunk of headliners. I wouldn't mind seeing them again.
That would be cool.
Two Door Cinema Club. They're not in the main headliners, but I love them. And they haven't been to ACL in a few years, so I want them to come back. I would love to see more Latin artists. We always have like less than 5.
Which is surprising.
It's so weird.
Yeah.
People hate it every year. And the one big one we had last year dropped out.
Yep.
I was like,
That was so weird.
yeah, so that would be epic. I think Shakira could be like,
That would actually, I could see that for ACL.
I think she would kill it.
Yeah.
And people would be excited. For EDM, I could see Griffin coming back.
Yeah.
And
That would make me very happy.
And I could see Disco Lines
Okay.
in the tent, the Tito's tent.
Oh, 100%. He fits it perfect.
Yeah. And he's like up and coming. I feel like he's got to be on the lineup.
Yeah. I heard Fisher is a big possibility.
Oh, I definitely. When did I see him at ACL? 2019.
Yeah.
So he could come back. Yeah. A lot of people want this new up and coming artist, Chapel Roan. She plays like. She describes herself as like slumber party / drag pop, like fun pop.
Okay.
I've listened to her music. She's a queen.
It's unlikely.
Unlikely?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Oh,
unlikely.
likely. Yeah.
If she's not, I will riot.
Because it says she is.
She's killing it lately.
Yeah, she's on Coachella, Hangout, Governor's Ball,
Mm.
Lollapalooza, Bonnaroo. And the list goes, and her schedule's open for 9/17.
She's got to be then. Or she's got to be. Fingers crossed.
Cool. I'm
Her,
gonna check her out.
there are like 3 baddie girls, that were on my most likely. Chapel Roan, Sabrina Carpenter, and Renee Rapp.
Okay. That sounds very familiar, actually.
She just had a show at Stubbs not too long ago. She was in the Mean Girls musical.
Okay.
And she's got like a lot of famous songs. If you heard them on the radio, you'd be like, oh yeah, I've heard this. And then some people were putting some funny ones that like no one, or for like boomers, like Pearl Jam.
I would actually be happy with that. I got
How
into
old are
Pearl
you?
Jam
No,
like
just
a lot
kidding.
older. Like yeah, it's like at a late time when they're way past their prime.
Again, nothing wrong with Pearl Jam. They've been here. It was like a couple years
yeah,
ago.
that's the issue is like the people coming back.
Yeah. And then Kings of Leon and Imagine Dragons.
You know who one of my favorite bands is?
Kings of Leon.
Kings of Leon.
Well, you might get your wish.
Yeah, and they just released the album, so it makes sense.
Yeah.
But here's the.
Yeah, nothing wrong with them.
Yeah, I know. Hey, I would be very lucky. Like
This is what I mean by we always have like a random rock band.
Yeah.
that,
And I'm like, let it be my random rock
Yeah,
band. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
you-
Like, I'll be happy with that. But last year, I was like, ugh. I used to love Mumford and same thing. I got tired from seeing them all the time.
It's been a lot for
Yeah.
ACL.
But like seeing
It's
them
really
like once
funny.
every 3 years was amazing.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
and I mean not even like at a festival. I mean
Mm.
like, oh, they might do
Oh.
a different venue or something, and it'd be great. I would be happy to see them.
Yeah.
But I think the truth is too, a lot of people will be like, oh, festival lineups used to be so much better. But part of it, and they were, don't get me wrong, but part of it is that we're getting older.
Yeah.
And they put a lot of new people that we don't know their names now, but we'll know
Yeah.
them later. Like last year, I'm so mad. I didn't realize how much now I love Noah Khan.
Oh, you missed him?
We saw him here, but then I skipped him at Bonnaroo that I went to.
Oh, okay.
And then I think he was like maybe at another show. And I was
Yeah.
like, oh, who's this guy?
Dude, his set was packed at ACL.
Packed. And now he's huge. Now he's doing the Moody.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Tickets were expensive.
He's blowing up.
I know. Yeah, again, no matter what the lineup is, I'm going. I always have a good time. I always discover new bands I've never seen live before. And I do think ACL, like, we have a lot of age groups that come to ACL. Like, when I went to Lollapalooza, there were like no boomers and older people there. It was like all like young Gen Z, young millennials. But ACL, like, there's old people, there's kids, there's boomers, Gen X.
It's
and,
great.
And ACL's trying to please them all. So I know they have like a lot of pressure on them to like please everyone.
Yeah, that's true. That's a
So,
good point.
Yeah. So I
And-
give them credit for doing, getting as much as they can. I do wish, of course, there were more EDM and Latin artists, but
Yeah.
you can't please everybody.
And truth is, like I always say this about festivals, you look at the lineup and you wish there was 100 people that you loved. But then when you look at the schedule, if there was an amazing lineup, you would have to miss people.
Yeah.
So really,
That's
you just
true.
need like 4 people a day that you like. And
True.
then there's 3 days, so you got 4, 8, 12. And you just need like 12 people that you really like, and then you'll have an amazing time. And then go find new artists as well.
That's true.
Yeah,
That Tito's tent gets packed,
know.
more packed every year.
I love the Tito's tent, even
too.
though it does get packed. That's the only downfall. Sometimes you can't even fit in there, and I'm like, oh, let's go somewhere else.
I know. I wonder if something will happen again where they'll announce an artist who over time between May and October becomes huge
Ooh.
and that the stage they put them at cannot hold.
So like Noah was that example.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And before him, the year before, or I forgot what year it was, but
Lizzo.
she literally like blew up over the summer and they didn't put her at one of the main stages. They put her at a side stage and it was the most packed ever. No one could move.
I have a little story on that. I went to Made in America in Philadelphia.
Is that a festival?
Yeah, it's like the Philadelphia Festival, but it's
Okay.
mostly like rap and EDM.
Okay.
And I saw Juice WRLD, who's
Oh,
passed away.
Yeah.
But he was becoming like one of the biggest rappers in the
Yeah.
world. And by the time the lineup came out, by the time the festival came, he was on the smallest stage at the festival, like the small, like where like they would put like opening acts that you never heard of before.
At what, 2 p.m.?
Because it was like 2 p.m. It was crazy, and there was like people were like not even able to see the stage because it was so far back with people there.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, And we look back at that to this day, like that memory was wild to see a guy that in that one year, he was like selling out arenas within one single year.
That's crazy.
It was crazy.
Even I've heard his album, the most recent one, and it was really good.
I love him. Yeah, he
Damn,
was like a
R.I.P..
true artist.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see. That's mainly what I had. Oh, I also wrote. I do follow this Twitter account called ACL Speculation,
Okay.
who also takes info from Reddit, I believe. And they said that for sure will be Porter Robinson, The Beaches, Orville Peck, which is like country.
Okay.
I listened a bit to him. He's pretty good. And
That's
I'm not-
actually brings up a good point. I think
Yeah.
country's getting bigger, so we should
Yeah.
have somebody.
right.
Yeah.
Which is why I'm gonna fingers crossed for Posty. And then Saint Vincent, who's like an alternative
Yep.
artist, and Fletcher, which is like another pop girly. So yeah, we'll see. I'm excited.
I love
Find
that.
out.
Yeah, this was fun. Even if this comes out after the lineup comes out,
Yeah, we'll still be able to see like what we were correct about.
yeah. If there's not a
And wrong
single
about.
one right, I'm gonna be so mad.
What if I'm right, or I'm like, listen, because you want Posty, you're not getting Posty.
Oh yeah, exactly. I'm gonna look back. She was right. And then next year, I'm just gonna lower my expectations again and lower my expectations.
Yeah. Again, going to so many ACLs and being like, and then you're like,
Yeah.
I'm just kind of like,
I was really
Plateaued.
disappointed last year, and then I had a great time. So like I built
Right.
up my hype, but when that
Yeah.
first lineup dropped, I remember being like,
yeah.
"This is terrible."
Last year, a lot of my friends were like, I'm not even going. Like,
And then it gets
Oh, yeah, it's
closer,
fine.
and then you start listening to the songs, and then you realize like that's just how it is, you know.
right. Again, I just go for the vibes at this point.
Same. I mean, we were
It's-
saying that big festival people, and I love just being around everyone, and they're all like the
Yeah.
energy of the city.
It's also like the beginning of October, and that's when I start to get excited because we're out of the death heat. Like, yes, it's still hot in October, but at
Yeah.
least I can see the light
Yep,
at the end of the tunnel.
I agree.
And that's ACL, I'm celebrating, like, fall's almost here. So, yeah.
Amazing.
Awesome.
Cool. So I think that's pretty much it for today. We'll be
Yeah.
doing once a week for the most part.
Yeah, we're going to try to keep this schedule alive. We're going to try to learn how to edit and get these out.
Yeah, I feel like we're gonna get better at podcasting. I mean, the talking part is easy.
Yeah, we
But-
just be yapping.
Exactly.
Just two yappers.
That's what I'd be doing.
That's what we be doing. We're professionals.
But yeah,
But yeah, y'all will see if these predictions were right or wrong next week, hopefully. We'll see when we can get this out. But yeah,
cool. Well, we'll see you guys next week, and we'll keep doing this thing
should we say
that we're officially done.
our Instagrams again?
Oh yeah,
Or
that's a good idea.
Be like, you can find us.
Yeah, so I'll go first, I guess. I'm the ATX drinker in Austin. I'm on TikTok and on Instagram, so check out both those pages if you like the drink. If you're sober, it's probably not worth following me.
You haven't done best mocktails yet?
I have, but still, if you're sober year round, it's tough.
That's fair. That's fair. I'm Rachel. You can find me at Rachel Lately or 512 Bites, TikTok, Instagram, and hopefully YouTube soon.
Yes. Cheers.
Cheers.